And Training Minister Dr. Blade Nzimande has strongly condemned the violent protests at universities. He said in a statement that the protests are unacceptable, had led to the damage of property and had interfered with academic programs. Nzimande says it's most disturbing to see such violent protests inflamed by rogue elements after there was extensive consultation on the 8% cap on fee increases for universities for 2017. Several university campuses remain shut today amid a strong police and private security presence. A small group of students has begun protesting at the Wits University's main campus in Braamfontein. Today marks the third day of protest action at the university following the minister's announcement. The protesting students say they will march to all residences across campus to start mobilizing more students to join the protest. They are adamant that they will forge ahead with their fight for free higher education for as long as it takes. Yesterday, chaos erupted at the university with students clashing with police and private security guards. This resulted in at least 32 students being arrested. Well, let's cross now to Griselda Lewis, who's at Wits for an update on the situation. And Griselda, the campus is essentially shut down for the rest of the week, but reports suggest a small group of students has gathered to discuss their plan of action, and that meeting is underway now, is it?
Well, that's not, Natasha. That's the feedback that we got from students this morning, was that following that late night statement that was released to the media by Wits University, suspending all academic activities for the remainder of the week, students then said they would gather here at Solomon Mahlangu House. You'd recall that was the hall that came under fire yesterday, where we saw violent clashes between the students as well as the security and the police as well. That meeting is currently underway, and we're waiting in anticipation as the media to find out what the way forward is for these students. But certainly they've been undeterred since the very beginning, Natasha. The mandate from the students, as per these student leaders have informed us this morning, is that mandate still remains clear, that they want free education, and they want free education now. They're still calling on the Higher Education Minister Blade Nzimande to reverse the decision that was made together with the Council on Higher Education, giving these universities the mandate to decide how to hike these fees for the 2017 academic year. But we're certainly waiting on that. And also the council here at Wits University, just to recap as well, there is also expected to meet today to chart a way forward, because the measures that they've put in place at this point, Natasha, are interim measures. But at some point, we've seen some of the tweets that have come from the Vice Chancellor of Wits University, who is currently out of the country, denouncing the violence, but also indicating that they cannot continue to keep the doors of the universities closed and that lectures need to continue. So what would come out of that meeting with the council is forward and ensure that the scenes that we've seen over the past couple of hours, there is not a repetition of that. But I can tell you that security is extremely tight at the campus at this point. The students that have been allowed, those that you indicated were gathering here in front of the Solomon Mahlangu House, those were students who were heading into that all-important meeting with the student leadership to decide what the way forward is.
Just clarify, Griselda, what the situation looks like now today. Is it still very unpredictable?
Absolutely unpredictable at this stage, Natasha, and the reason why I say that is that there's two crucial meetings that are currently underway. You've got the student leadership that is meeting with the students, and the council on the other hand. And the sense that we're getting from student leadership since this morning, I mean, we walked in here about 5:30 this morning, and when we walked around, you must recall the statement that was released by Wits University had indicated that the university itself would be, operations here would be suspended for the next a couple of days, or for the remainder of this week. The dining halls were expected to be open. The residences, of course, would need to operate as per usual. But when we walked around, it was absolutely a ghost town. There are just a few students here and there who are gathering, I guess, to wait and hear from the leadership, with majority, I guess, of those students inside this meeting on what the way forward would be for them. So extremely unpredictable at this stage, and how management then would respond to the decisions that these students will make in this important meeting. We're expecting that to adjourn in the next couple of hours. It might take slightly longer. Just towards my right at the moment, you would see some students are walking into that meeting at the moment. So really a consensus amongst the students at this university that in the next couple of hours, they need to come up with a tangible solution on how they plan to move forward with this action at the university. Remember, theirs was very clear that they were going to disrupt this university and many others, I guess, around the country over one simple principle which they believe is correct, in that the decision that was taken by the Council on Higher Education as well as the Minister is absolutely incorrect and does not advance the demands of the poorest of the poor in terms of access to higher education and training.
Thank you very much. And of course, the media is not allowed into that meeting that's currently underway, being held by the students on campus. But I'm sure we'll get an update as soon as we hear what's come out of that meeting. Griselda, thank you very much. Griselda Lewis, live from Wits University.